wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Now, from The Signature, a division of Esquire Bank Studios.
This hour of The Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. Old porcelain signs, gas and oil collectibles. Collectors are waiting. DonleyAuctions.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
When we talk about what the reality is in these fiefdoms called Democrat-run areas, the amount of money that is misappropriated is really staggering. So when we talk about the Biden years and the $9 trillion added to the debt, most of which no one can tell you where it is. It's not just grants where 70% of the money cannot be traced. It's all the other policies that were created under the dimwit in diapers, some called president. We never did. We knew he stole the election, and we knew who would reap the benefits, the Democrat areas and the fraud industries. So when I play you a clip that's going to play on the heartstrings of jobs numbers, understand how many jobs were created that should have never existed. How many complete industries existed on nothing but government fraud and spending. This is going to sound like it's a sad story of a truck manufacturer going out of business. But what it is the reality that the truck manufacturer was never in business. It was always subsidized by debt and government spending.
For some, this was a job. For me, it was my legacy.
K2 is digging deeper into Daimler's decision to end truck production on Swan Island. Yesterday, we told you about
Now, the funny thing about this, Daimler, they used to actually make trucks, and they used to actually make money. But then the Obama years came. The regulations came. And they were forced to do what so many of the manufacturers of cars in America were forced to do, completely change their agenda, completely change what they did. They went from a company that existed on delivering a product people needed to being a company that delivered a product nobody wanted but government. And the money flowed. Well, now that the Trump administration is there, the money stopped flowing. And I say, good.
375 jobs that will be lost. Tonight, we are learning what happens next for those workers and hearing from the people now tasked with helping them through it.
When Daimler told employees the plant would close, Ryan Schellenberg wasn't just hearing the news, he was the one who had to deliver it.
You just see these people that have worked there for so many years, and you say, see you later, Sammy, yeah, it's rough, man. And now what are they going to do?
You seem to get emotional.
Who would buy the EV truck that wasn't forced to incentivize 8 ways to Tuesday? That's legitimizing welfare, legitimizing an agenda that doesn't exist. So when you hear the job numbers and jobs are being lost, it's jobs that should never have existed. You know, it's a funny thing about trillions of dollars, Squirrel. $1 trillion is an annual salary of $100,000 for 10 million people. Yet all of these guys, you didn't make that. But the unions got a taste. The company pretended to be paying you when none of it was real. All of it was fake. And it all came to an end thanks to the idea that the Trump administration is going to stop throwing money down the hole of greed and fraud.
And here we go, Joe. July employment figures populating. Buckle up on this one. Minus 23,000 on non-farm payrolls. I can hear the bond yields falling right now. Minus 23,000. That would be the second worst number of the year outside of the only other negative number, minus 156 in February.
And it's all the jobs, when you look into it, that existed on government spending.
What do you make of the new numbers as it relates to the Labor Department's employment numbers, some negative growth as it relates to employment?
Right. Well, first of all, the momentum in the economy continues to be strong. We see, durable goods orders, capital spending through the roof. People aren't being laid off. Initial claims for unemployment insurance are about the lowest they've had since World War II. And so when you see a number like that, it seems like it's dissonant with everything else that we're seeing. When we dug into the numbers, we saw that there are really two special factors. One is there was a big decline in government employment. which is partly because of Doge and partly because there was so much snow over the winter that there were extra school days at the end of the year. And so the normal time when teachers would take the summer off was June, but a lot of them got pushed into July.
You look at the numbers of employment. That's startling as well. How many American men aren't even looking for work but playing video games on some sort of government sustenance?
Women now hold more payroll jobs than men in the United States.
What?
It's only the third time that's happened in American history. Economists say this shift may be different from previous ones because it appears to be driven by long-term structural changes in the labor market. Over the past 2 years, women have filled roughly 2/3 of the nation's 1.2 million new jobs. Researchers also point to declining male labor force participation. Since 1948, the share of men participating in the workforce has fallen by nearly 20 percentage points. One widely cited study also found that roughly 70% of young men's free time is now spent playing video games.
Bums! These are the ones who pretend to be communists. And how do you exist? Well, you just take somebody else's money. Here's this slob. You know what I love, too, about these communists? They're all fat. What's her name, Romer? Big, fat. Her face makes me hungry. It's round like a big pizza pie.
But we do believe in taxing the hell out of millionaires. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what does taxing the hell out of them mean?
Yeah, you know, I don't have like a solid, but I think.
But shouldn't you? I mean, if you're the co-chair, of the DSA, shouldn't you be more specific than just taxing the hell out of something? What exactly do you mean?
So again, it's democracy, right? And we have.
You fat pig. What do you expect from a broad that can't read or count calories?
Have to look at what we need to spend and what we need. We don't want to depend on the existence of millionaires because that means people are still getting exploited. So, so yeah, we need. It
means people are. So what they're going to do to all the people who work their ass off and built something out of their lives, they're just going to take your stuff. The good news is, like most communists around the world, this slob doesn't have the ambition to get off her ass.
We need to look at what we need to pay for in the interim, what sort of tax base we need for that to happen, and then and build from there.
Children, intellectual midgets, intellectually retarded growth morons. And it wouldn't exist if it wasn't sold by propagandists like Chris Cuomo, who I can't help but notice he's going to rebuild his career after what? After selling propaganda for years? His father, his grandpappy, all useless scum.
Who's a communist? Who's a communist?
Look, the means of production is what people like Mamdani want to control. All you got to do is look it up, okay? The means of production. They want to control that.
Mamdani is the mayor of New York City.
Control it.
He's the mayor of New York City. He has done nothing.
Right.
That's how you get here. By whores and propagandists and frauds lying through their teeth. 312-642-5600.